Okay, so we're going to be reacting to another Mugen video, and it's documenting the worst PR disaster in VTuber history. The Selen Tatsuki ex Nijisanji incident. And I have to admit, I have been keeping up with this a tiny bit through like Asmongold and Tectoad. And man, it's bad. It's like actually bad. Like one of the VTubers almost ended her life over it from the bullying. It's it's really bad. Like I, yeah, it's bad, but it's a 25-minute video, and I'm quite excited what how Mujing is gonna put this.
So, you know when a situation gets to a point where it's so catastrophic, people start saying the phrase, "I hope this gets taught at universities so that it never happens again."
Oh God.
Well, this is exactly what's been happening in the Nijisanji and Selen Tatsuki situation. Or better yet, incident. Because when I say that this is catastrophic, I don't mean to say it just in regards to...
I'm sorry, I was looking. I'm sorry. Why wasn't it RTX on? What?
When I say that this is catastrophic, I don't mean to say it just in regards to VTubing. No, I say this in regard to the entire internet. Because this is one of the biggest cases of corporate mismanagement I've ever seen in my life.
VTuber agencies are, what I've seen, just inherently just bad, in my opinion. And yes, it's like the culture and shit, but for like the Western world, from an outside perspective, these VTuber agencies look like complete dickheads. Like, I have to admit, they look like complete assholes from an outside perspective, anyway.
This is one of the biggest cases of corporate mismanagement.
Nijisanji, they're just absolute morons and dickheads, anyway.
I've ever seen in my life. We're talking about a management team that didn't do anything about internal bullying and harassment and let someone almost die because of their negligence. I purposefully waited until we got somewhat of a satisfying conclusion because yes, there is a good ending here, thankfully. And what ended up happening to the corporation, or what is currently happening, is hilarious. This is gonna be a roller coaster, so strap in. Alright, so here's the deal. To really understand the severity of the situation, you have to understand the ecosystem of VTubing in general. The biggest players in VTubing often are associated to a corporation.
Damn, I didn't know Gorgoro was the biggest. I actually didn't know that. Oh, interesting.
Corporations tend to be from Japan, at least the biggest ones, and they kind of work like music labels, where they literally, and I mean literally, own everything. And yes, that also includes your VTuber model. Okay, this one in particular is fan-made, the ugly bastard. Bad. But you get the point. They own what makes you, you. And it goes without saying, they also have access to all your social media accounts, they have the passwords, they can do whatever they want, they can delete whatever they want. It's up to them completely. People will sign with them anyway though, because they're attracted by the idea of this network, of these resources, of all the stuff that the corporation can do for them. Just like how musicians will still sign with music labels. Currently, the two biggest corporations in VTubing are Hololive and Nijisanji. Hololive is owned by its parent company, Cover, and Nijisanji is owned by its parent company, Anycolor. Now, you probably already know this by...
Wow, Anycolor, it's very colorful. Shit, bro.
Right now from the title of this video and where we're heading with this. But the corporation at the center of this incident is Nijisanji's English branch, which is of course owned by Anycolor. But one thing you might not know is just how much Anycolor is worth. When it was put on the Japanese stock exchange in 2022, the worth of the company was at $2.5 billion. That's American dollars.
Yeah, that's actually huge.
It pays to have anime girl avatars talk in front of a camera. VTubing's main source of revenue always came from Japan, but in 2020, during the pandemic's peak of loneliness, Nijisanji and Hololive saw an opportunity. English-speaking weebs. That's when the main culprit of the hour was created, which is Nijisanji's English branch. Selen was in the second ever English branch wave, which is Obsidia. She's right here, as you can see. But before even joining branch wave...
Oh, that was her old VTuber model? I actually never... I don't really watch too many like VTubers at all. So okay, oh that was her old model. Okay, I was wondering who was in the thumbnail. Okay, so Okay, so that was her old model. I only know the one she's using right now.
Which is Obsidia. She's right here, as you can see. But before even joining Nijisanji, she used to be known as Dokibird. Initially, she was drawing Twitch emotes, and then started streaming. People loved her wacky personality, and she was just having fun. She then joined Nijisanji's English branch under Obsidia alongside Roseby Lovelock and Petra Gurin. She was in love with the game Apex Legends. She would play that whenever she could. People quickly fell in love with her personality, and she was truly known to care about her fans way too much, often making big sacrifices to make them happy. She called them her Dragoons. But you know what? Since her first stream in July of 2021 with Nijisanji, things were going really well. Or at least, that's what people thought. Because at the end of 2023, news would come out that would turn the VTuber community...
Wait.
Because at the end of 2023, news would come out that would turn the VTuber community upside down. It all started on Christmas Day,
what was the news,
a day you're meant to enjoy with family.
Oh, fuck.
It couldn't have gone worse. The trigger for this entire catastrophe? A music video. Selen had worked
wait, is this the music video that she had to wait like a whole year to be like accepted or some shit?
on a music video for her fans. She paid $15,000 out of her own pocket
Fucking
because
hell.
Nijisanji wouldn't fund it. And on top of not funding
Fucking
it,
hell, man.
what do? They take down the video in under 24 hours. No explanation to the public.
God, that actually just pisses me off. I have to be honest, that actually just pisses me off so much.
Remember what I said about corporations and how they
Fucking
have
hell.
access to all social media of their VTubers?
Yeah.
That's what happened, and she couldn't do anything about it. All she could realistically do under the very tight contracts and NDAs of a corporation is make up a vague tweet, sort of explaining what's going on to her fans. In it, she says, "Hello, I apologize, but management has privated the song. Please feel free to re-upload since a lot of money and effort was done by so many Dragoons." Her fans.
Nice.
I'm really sad that this happened on Christmas, but I hope somehow you guys will still be able to listen to it in some way. So
Hopefully
I
some
should
people
mention that
recorded
even
it.
at this point, many fans were asking Nijisanji to treat their talent better and to stop giving Selen such a hard time, okay? Even
Yeah.
before all the stuff you're about to see, this was already a pressing issue. Her fans could already tell that this was getting to Selen. I mean, it is heartbreaking to lose so much hard work just like that. So they were understandably worried
And
about
like
her
$15,000 of your money at the same time.
mental state.
So-
But no one could have been ready for what would happen 2 days after the music video got taken down. Because out of nowhere, on December 27th, she tweets on her account, "I apologize
music.
for the silence.
Oh, God.
I've been in the hospital after an accident and will be staying there for a few days to be under..."
Oh my god. Fuck, this is when she almost ended her life. That's... Fuck, that actually makes me so fucking sad,
I've been in
man.
the hospital after an accident and will be staying there for a few
That makes me
days
so
to
sad.
be under supervision. I just got back access to my phone yesterday. That's not something you want to see your favorite VTuber ever tweet out. Now look, at the time, her Dragoons did what any good fans would, wishing her good health, of course being worried, but hoping for the best. What many couldn't see at the time, though, is that there's something in this tweet that's very weird and off-putting. The Japanese apostrophe. As you can see from this tweet here by VT Screens, there are two examples of two different tweets, both made by another VTuber in the Nijisanji English branch called Anna Alouette.
Oh,
in
wait,
the first
what?
tweet, a normal apostrophe is used, but in the second, a quote-unquote Japanese apostrophe is
What's
used,
the... Wait, is there like a whole difference?
signifying that the first tweet was tweeted by her, and that the second tweet was tweeted by her management team.
Oh...
The implications of
So this was made by her management.
such an accusation is just beyond what any of us can process. This
Bro.
already in itself is a PR catastrophe, a disaster by every magnitude. But at the time, the only people who really knew what was going on were Selen, her emergency contact, we'll get into that later, Nijisanji,
Did her like contracts get like? Didn't they just like? I know he's like Music's gonna say this later, but didn't they start like giving people her like contracts, like her personal information shit when it was supposed to be private? Like Nijisanji was doing. I was like, what the fuck?
her parents, and her lawyer. But as far as everyone else was concerned, her fans, and even her closest friends, their only source of updates were her tweets. So 4 days after being hospitalized, she tweets, "Thank you to everyone for the support since I've been
This is
gone.
her.
I'm discharged from the hospital and my parents are helping me after my accident. Thank you to my Dragoons for all the
Nice.
kindness and support. I will keep trying my best in the new year. You are what keeps me going. Now, of course, people were happy she was out of the hospital, but the concern was still there. It was very vague, and people didn't
I can't. Just me thinking about her, like, trying to end her life just fucking just doesn't sit right with me, man. It just... Oh, I hate it. Oh, fuck. Obviously, like... Oh, fuck. Just me thinking about it, man, just makes me so fucking sad, man.
Of course, people were happy she was out of the hospital, but the concern was still there. It was very vague, and people didn't know what was going on. But unfortunately, as you might have concluded from watching this video so far, things only got worse. 2 weeks after Selen's hospitalization, Nijisanji's English branch tweets, "Due to unforeseen reasons, we would like to announce that Selen Tatsuki will not be able to participate in any activities at Anime Impulse Los Angeles 2024 on January 13th to 14th. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and disappointment caused to fans who have been looking forward to this." And then they detailed that the fans were going to get refunds. Now, all the replies here couldn't care less about the event and are all hoping for Selen's recovery. They're very supportive and are pretty much just giving their thoughts and prayers to her. But this was the first time since she got out of the hospital that we got any form of updates on her, and it's been 2 weeks. People were starting to get worried. So another 2 weeks passed by, and now it's been 1 full month since she tweeted that she got out of the hospital. So at this point, patience started to run real thin.
I would say that she probably got told just to take a break from the internet. I would say, just stay away from the internet for a while. That's all I can think of, is that, you know, yeah, she got told, stay away from the internet. This is what caused you to almost end your life in the first place. Stay away from it for a while. That's all I can think of anyway.
She tweeted that she got out of the hospital. So at this point, patience started to run real thin, okay? Prompting her fans to rally around the hashtag #WhereIsSelen on Twitter, demanding answers just to know that she's okay, alive and breathing. This is the tweet that started it. If this statement comes off as asking for too much as a fan, I apologize, but I and many other Dragoons have been worried about her well-being, and I think it's gone long enough to not hear from Nijisanji directly. The most important thing to understand here is that at this point, even if you watched VTubers she interacted with, they wouldn't mention her. Nijisanji, her corporation, who has a responsibility to represent her, wouldn't mention her either. It was absolute radio silence.
Which is very odd.
And what's even worse is that her close friends didn't even know what was going on either.
Wait.
Radio silence. And what's even worse is that her close friends didn't even know.
Oh, this is Nijisanji. Oh, fucking hell, man. Why are you keeping this under wraps? Is it because you... I know why. It's because they don't want to make themselves look bad. That's all. That's the literal reason. It's just because they just don't want to make this look bad. Oh, we don't want to tell anyone that one of our I forgot what you call it. One of the people that work for us. Sorry, I forgot what you call it. Almost ended their life. Oh, we can't say, which obviously would ruin their reputation. But who cares about their reputation at that point? Like,
what was going on either.
Like, I couldn't care less about their reputation at this point. I just, like, we want to know, like, what happened, you know?
Just 1 day after the hashtag started trending, a friend of Selen, RPR, said, "It's been over a month of pure silence and is starting to get concerning. It would be nice to know where and how Selen is doing at the very least." Things were starting to heat up, but of course, in the VTuber community, nothing is really one-sided, even when it comes to something like this. Some people still manage to find wrong things with that tweet and with that hashtag, defending Nijisanji and defending Selen's privacy.
Man.
This shows that Nijisanji's English branch has huge problems, because when a talent of theirs says they've been hospitalized, and then disappears for a month, you can't just not say anything. You can't just let the fanbase fight within itself. That's gross mismanagement. But there's always a but in this story if you think this has been mismanagement so far. Buddy, now we're getting into the meat of the situation. Because just a few days after the #WhereIsSelen hashtag was created, all of Selen's videos on her YouTube channel were privated, including past VODs.
I'm guessing she left at that point. I'm guessing she graduated at that point. I'm guessing that's what happened. That's all I could think of. Like, she graduated, she's gone. We're not going to leave a trace of her, which is still stupid. Like, you should at least leave what she did. Like, I hate how they're just private shit.
Because just a few days after the #WhereIsSelen hashtag was created, All of Selen's videos on her YouTube channel were privated, including past VODs. Her Twitter was privated as well, all simultaneously, and then a mega-sized nuclear bomb drops on everyone's heads.
Wait.
The Selen Tatsuki termination notice.
Oh,
this
shit.
was so massive.
Oh, the termination. Wait, termination. Does that mean did they fire? Wait, termination. Does that mean did they fire her? Bro, what? That's just getting... Bro. You treat her wrong. You make her waste money. You don't do anything about the bullying and harassment she's going, leading her to almost end her life. And then after a month of her trying to get better, you terminate her. What the fuck, bro? This is just, oh my god.
The Selen Tatsuki termination
This is sickening
notice.
at this
This
point.
was so massive that the day it happened, it was everywhere on Twitter. Even if you didn't follow VTubers, you probably have seen something in reference to this incident. But before we get into why this is one of the most badly written termination notices I've ever seen in my life,
I haven't read it.
One thing to keep in mind. There are two ways a VTuber can leave an agency. The first one is graduation, in which they pretty much leave
Okay, Mijin. Okay, bro. Oh my god.
on amicable terms, and they make it a celebration, which is why they call it a graduation. They have a graduation stream to say goodbye, and everyone lives happily ever after. Termination, on the other hand, is what happens to someone like Ryoran, where the company claims that they breached the contract in one way or another, so they're being fired. So just imagine.
Okay, I was correct. So everything I just see.
Fan, you've been waiting 1 month to hear back from Selen after she was hospitalized, and her company comes.
Okay. So, yes, you're better. Okay, so you almost ended your life, and now you're getting better. Oh, by the way, you're not working with us anymore. Get fucked. Like, what goes through their heads to do that, man?
You're a fan. You've been waiting 1 month to hear back from Selen after she was hospitalized.
Literally, slicing her whole career away. Good thing she's back. She is back as Doki Bird, and I'm glad she is. I'm succeeding and growing as Doki Bird now. I'm very glad that's happening. I'm very happy that's happening. And now she's, yeah.
And her company comes in and says, yeah, you know what? She's fired. Excuse me, what?
Doesn't make sense.
What? And of course, they also got community noted. But we'll get into that later. First, the terribly written termination notice.
Okay, let's see what they said.
Very vaguely, very badly translated termination letter. We don't really get.
I wonder who translated that. Couldn't be the English translators. They'd be fucking up every anime. Actually, it's probably them.
Very badly translated termination letter. We don't really get any specific reason as to why she got terminated, just very vague ones. I mean, look at this. They say that Selen has repeatedly violated the activity rules. The activity rules is something that all VTubers have to comply with under Nijisanji, right? But then when you read into what the activity rules actually were, they say they encompass a wide range of issues, such as non-compliance with rights confirmation and authorization flows.
So you're saying... What? The video? The music video? Like, what?
What does that even mean?
I don't know,
Are we talking about a jet engine or a VTuber's term?
A jet engine? No, bro. Oh my god.
What does that even mean?
Oh my god.
Are we talking about a jet engine or a VTuber's termination? But many of the things that we're talking about in the first page are redundant because they're spoken about in the second page in more detail. And most of this revolves around the music video, which is why they give it an entire section on this termination notice. In it, they say that she posted the music video without getting proper authorization from her management team, because all relevant parties had to be okay with it. Of course, she was under the impression that she could post it, because not only did she pay for the entire thing out of pocket, $15,000, but according to the community notes, Lily Pichu, the person behind the original song, had given full authorization to Nijisanji to use the song. But no, you know what? Let's take it down and not even tell the fans.
So all I have tried to see, like, their reasoning for it. Because I never saw the video. Was it, like, did she add other VTubers into the song? And then at that point, she would have had to get their permission so she could post a song, which then that's just why I'm so confused.
To Nijisanji to use the song. But no, you know what? Let's take it down and not even tell the fans why it got taken down, right?
Yeah.
So her tweet saying, management took down the video, you are free to re-upload it, also went against Nijisanji's rules. Because, hey, communication, we don't do that here, buddy. Nope. Still, though, they had the gall to claim that these actions led to various misunderstandings that damaged the reputation of both Anycolor and Nijisanji.
Bro, yeah, sure. This is damaging your reputation. Sure thing. Sure.
G-E-N.
Fucking hell.
Listen, let me tell you something. She's not the one damaging the reputation right now. You are. Because we are getting to the darkest section of the termination notice. In an effort to calm the situation, we sought to either publicly disclose the reasons for making the music video private or have Selen Tatsuki disclose them herself. While being mindful of Selen Tatsuki's physical and mental health, management did their best to communicate.
Mindful, yeah, sure thing, bud.
While being mindful of Selen Tatsuki's physical and mental health, management did their best to communicate not only with Selen Tatsuki herself, but also her emergency contact. However, despite frequent communication with Selen Tatsuki's emergency contact while remaining considerate of her situation, we were unable to come to an agreement on how to proceed. The decision was made to temporarily remove her access to accounts on various social media platforms and video distribution services under the name Selen Tatsuki. Dude, this is so much worse now that we know what happened.
Can't come to an agreement. Like, agreement of what? Please tell us. Like, not Mujin. Obviously, Mujin would know, obviously. But I'm talking about Nijisanji. Like, tell us what the fuck it is. Like, is it because, like, they didn't know if she could come back anymore? Like if she could still go under the name. And I don't even know what I'm saying, because I don't even know anymore.
Selen Tatsuki. Dude, this is so much worse now that we know what happened. This is so badly written. So you have to ask yourself why they're even talking to her emergency contact. And you also have to understand, what does while remaining considerate of her situation even mean? In any case, you couldn't stay curious about this, because then there's another bombshell in the last paragraph of the notice. Despite her efforts, Selen Tatsuki demanded that Anycolor should be held legally responsible. It means she's suing them. She claimed that she was no longer able to—
That is agreeable. I would agree with that. I don't know about you, but I would agree with that. Like, I don't know, like, a company that neglected you entirely— I don't want to continue.
Anycolor should be held legally responsible. It means she's suing them. She claimed that she was no longer able to engage in her activities as a liver due to the decisions made by Anycolor, was being harassed by other affiliated livers due to mismanagement, etc. By the way, as if it's like a little thing that you should ignore.
I think the people, the livers who were harassing her should be fired as well. Not as well. I don't think Selen should have ever been fired. But I think everyone who even harassed her in the slightest should be just fucking fired immediately. I'm sorry, they should be just fired.
While refusing to acknowledge her responsibility, by the way, as if it's like a little thing that you should ignore. While refusing to acknowledge her responsibility for violating the activity rules. Moreover, Selen Tatsuki insisted that if the negotiations did not progress, she would proceed to release a statement regarding her claims to the public. This little sentence sparked a war on Twitter, okay? The fact that she was being bullied internally? Who the hell thought that this letter was going to make Nijisanji look better in this situation? Because you know what the cherry on top is? Even Selen had no idea. She saw the termination notice as everyone else was seeing it too. So she got back on her Dokibird account, and what she said is probably the worst thing.
Yes, and it's good she's using this account. I mean, one, because she can't use the other account, and two, because they can't control her with this account, which is
so she got back on her Dokibird account, and what she said is probably the worst thing to come out of this entire controversy.
Okay, let me see.
The attempt she made on her life. I will not be silenced.
Oh, this is where everyone knew about it. Oh, okay, I thought it was before. Oh, okay.
Anymore. On December, I was hospitalized for an attempt that was caused by a buildup of bullying from within and being in a toxic and poor environment for numerous months that led to my breaking point. I requested to leave first, but on more neutral terms on the 26th of January. So yeah, this bullying that Nijisanji mentioned so lightly actually caused her to almost lose her life. But no, guys, we gotta terminate her. She's too much of a stain on our reputation.
Fucking
this is what
hell,
I mean when I say This needs to be taught at universities. This could not have been handled in a worse way. You have one of your top talents almost end their own lives.
And you're not caring. And they really couldn't care less. That's the thing. They like, oh, fuck, alright, we need to tell you to fuck off before you ruin our reputation. Like, what the fuck, bro? Oh, man, it's all about reputation. Oh, fucking hell. Like, just have some consideration for your own talents for once, bro, and not your
way. You have one of your top talents almost end their own lives over a toxic environment at your company. And your concern is your reputation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. That is ridiculous.
Fucking terrible.
This is what ruined your reputation, buddy. This right here, the fact that so many people saw this tweet and understood.
12.5 million views. Fucking
terrible company you are. I mean, seriously. So far we understood that she was bullied internally, almost lost her life because of this, and still wanted to actually go through a friendly graduation saying goodbye to her fans without any more drama. But now that we know all this information, we have to take a step back on something very important. So here's the thing. Nijisanji self-reported themselves in the notice by admitting something they probably shouldn't have. As this Reddit post points out, Niji stated they stripped Selen's access from all accounts on December 26th, so these two tweets were written by staff impersonating her. Going back to the whole point of the Japanese apostrophe. So you're telling me that someone on your team tries to end their lives, and the day after they do, when they're in the hospital, you tweet on their behalf, and then you also have the gall to announce that they got out of the hospital, they're with family, speaking directly to their fans, looking forward to the new year, and you actually think this is a good idea? This is Nijisanji doing a very great job of personifying exactly why people hate corporations to begin with, because they just see you as a number, and this is a perfect example of that.
See, as a money, like, as a way of earning money, pretty much, as well, yeah.
Corporations to begin with, because they just see you as a number, and this is a perfect example of that. Furthering this point of not giving a single shit about anyone in the company, they threw all their talent, all their VTubers under the bus when they said that there was bullying and harassment and didn't give any names, because after it got out that
now people are presuming, oh yes, I remember this. I saw something about this. Everyone started unfollowing everyone, so everyone was in the crossfire at this point. Yes, I remember. Because now, because people are like, well, we don't know who's doing this, so we just got to unfollow everyone, and hopefully we hit the target. Like,
there was bullying and harassment and didn't give any names, because after it got out that Selen almost died because of this, people started speculating in the worst possible way about who was bullying her. They started unsubbing from all other Nijisanji English branch VTubers. As you can see from this tweet here, I need names. Now, whoever was allegedly harassing her from the livers needs to be known, because if I support them, I do not want to any further. And many of them took a quote-unquote social media break, also with the Japanese apostrophe in those tweets announcing the break, because things were getting out of hand. However, at this point, one thing was certain. Nijisanji fucked up big time. So now is when shit starts to go down.
Good, there's a lot of videos as well. It's good there's a lot of videos.
Big time. So now is when shit starts to go down. In very ironic Nijisanji mismanagement fashion, they forgot to unmod Selen's mods on her YouTube channel. So to raise awareness about the situation...
Oh yes, I saw this. Giga Chad mods, bro. These mods need a fucking raise. Like, holy shit, bro. Like, these mods are Giga Chads. Like, I'm clapping for them. Everyone clap for the mods. Like, amazing mods, man. Silent, you're amazing.
Created a live stream that was never meant to go live and just spammed the chat with links to DokiBird's channel, saying Nijisanji fucked up. They did not remove my mod. Please subscribe to DokiBird on that stream chat on YouTube. The hashtag Sink the Yacht started trending as well. This meant that people wanted to sink the yacht of the billionaire CEO of Nijisanji. After Nijisanji had caught wind of the rogue mods, they went and did the same thing in her Twitch channel. But wait a second, now that I'm looking at this picture, I just realized, why did this person resub for 28 months? Are they not aware Selen got terminated?
True. What the fuck, bro? Oh, that poor $5.
Can someone tell them, please? As you can see, everyone is spamming Sink the Yacht. Someone also added Nijisanji to the list of Japanese black companies, aka
Nice.
a black corporation or black business is a Japanese term for an exploitative sweatshop type employment system.
Which is fucking kind of rich. It's like true.
As this was all going on, many people were coming out and saying that they were not going to work with Nijisanji anymore due to this. So here we can see a Clipper channel saying this. Here we can see a merch company doing this. They've worked with Nijisanji for years. And also
Nice.
Height, who makes PCs and had a huge collab planned with Nijisanji.
Oh, yes,
straight
the
up
one I heard.
canceled it. No, look, you're not going to believe me when I say
Nice.
this. And you know what? You're right.
It's what they deserve, man.
Trust me on this.
What
Even
Nijisanji
after
deserves.
all this, okay? Nijisanji
Oh yes, didn't Nijisanji just put out a tweet like talking about something completely just random? Some shit.
still managed to make it even worse. Yes, I know, but it's the truth. They released this on their investor relations page.
Oh,
Impact
this is something.
of the
This is
decision
something
to
else.
terminate the affiliation contract with the Nijisanji English Liver on our financial results. This was 2 days after the termination, mind you. On February 5th, 2024, Any Color made the decision to terminate our affiliation contract with the Nijisanji English Liver, Selen Tatsuki. The impact of this decision on our financial results will be negligible. Bro, you had someone almost kill themselves. Leave. You didn't even tell them that they're
told
leaving.
you, it's all about
terminated them,
fucking
even though
money
they
and
wanted to
reputation.
leave on friendly terms. And this is what you have to say with everyone protesting. That is insane to me. And they had never released a statement like this before on a termination, ever. Even Goldman Sachs had something to say about this. Assuming minor earnings impact from...
Wait, who? I actually have no idea. I'm not sure who that
Goldman
is.
Sachs had something to say
not sure
about
who the
this.
fuck that-
Assuming minor earnings impact from Vtuber contract termination. Any Color's share price has fallen for consecutive days after it announced on February 5th that it had terminated the contract of Nijisanji English streamer Selen Tatsuki.
Good.
We see minimal impact on company-wide earnings from terminating the contract of one Vtuber. And they argue that because the Nijisanji English segment accounted for only 19% of company-wide sales, they wouldn't be affected that much. Imagine taking financial advice from Goldman Sachs. Because they kind of were. Not just a little bit, quite a lot. Because as you can see from this chart here, this wasn't a minimal
Holy
loss of
shit.
market value. Their share price tumbled 10% throughout the course of this whole controversy. This is the graduation announcement, it tumbled. Then they thought, okay, we saw the worst of it, we're cool. And then ironically, on the 7th, they put out the document saying, hey, this financial impact's gonna be negligible, guys, don't worry. And then, boom!
Nice, man.
Minus
nice.
10%,
Nice.
wiping $152 million off their market cap.
That's
Now,
a
yes, as I
fucking
mentioned
lot.
earlier, the company's worth over $2 billion, but losing 10% of your stock price will never, ever look good for any investor. Any Color believes terminating Selen
Holy
Tatsuki
shit.
won't negatively impact finances. Minus
Oh.
10%.
Jesus.
That's crazy. But while this is looking very rough for Nijisanji right now, the good news is that it's not the case for Doki Bird. It's a happy ending for her, thankfully.
Yes,
she got a
thank
manager,
fucking God.
and she cried when they told her that from now on she can actually get sponsors to fund her projects instead of paying everything out of pocket.
Nice.
You see, it turns out that she spent over $200,000 just last year funding her own projects that Nijisanji would not fund themselves. According to her accountant,
Fucking
her mother, she made $0 last year.
Holy
That's
fuck.
how crazy it was.
That's
Her
insane.
return stream that was done a few days after she came back on her Doki Bird.
And it just shows how much she loves streaming and doing her job. It just shows how much she loves it.
Her return
You know?
stream that was done a few days after she came back on her Doki Bird account had over 120,000 concurrent viewers
That's
for
awesome.
like 2 hours straight. It didn't drop at all. And if you're not familiar with streaming, that's extremely impressive. Like esports
Yes.
events might get that kind of view count. And when she
Yeah,
ended her
mine.
stream, the total viewers that tuned in were around 1.1 million. And
Wow.
Nijisanji could have never predicted any of this because they're so stupid.
They
They
are
could have been
very-
by her side celebrating her success if they just supported her and didn't abandon her the way they did. But hey, she's free now and she's taking it all very
Yes, and yeah, she can do whatever the fuck she wants now.
well.
Which is so good.
This right here is a quote from one of her most recent streams. She said, so apparently the new Suicide Squad, oh, very poor choice of name. considering recent events. Anyway, so she's taking it really well, which is great. She also did a vote.
Wait.
So
Is this what the Doki Bird said? I'm guessing if that's what she said, okay, funny. If this is some random person saying it, then it's not funny. But I'm guessing this is what she said.
she's taking it really well, which is great. She also did a vote
guessing.
to see what she should call her viewers now that she's Doki Bird again, and they all voted Dragoons. And she said, well, screw it. It's not like it's copyrighted anyway.
I mean, true.
So
True.
The Dragoons live on. Meanwhile, this just came out very recently. Nijisanji is still struggling to keep this crisis under control. There was a huge Mario Kart 8 event planned
Yeah, this is the thing. They just randomly
many of their VTubers, and they postponed it. Because in their words, they want to dedicate our full attention to prioritizing and ensuring the quality of our livers' well-being.
Oh my god, bro.
How ironic is that, dude? Where were you when Selen needed your support? Very good question. This just seems like crazy damage control, and I doubt anything in management will change. I hope it does, but for the most part, it's just another corporation. Because just one day after she got terminated, they posted merch announcements.
Oh, no, this is the thing. No, this is the thing I saw. This is the thing.
I don't think anything's gonna change.
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like my dog communicates and understands better than this company.
Which is actually probably true. Most dogs probably do.
Look, if you're a viewer or a VTuber, there are two things you should take away from all this controversy. The first one being never, ever, under any circumstances, trust a corporation.
And yes, and make sure you read through the whole fucking contract, the entire thing, and make sure you read every single word and process it. And if there's one thing that you don't like, it's probably good to escape to tell them to fuck off. Because, hey, so many big VTubers are by themselves and doing well.
Being never,
and they get to do whatever the fuck they want.
Circumstances, trust a corporation. And the second lesson, which I think is way more important than the first one, is that no matter how bad things are looking for you right now, there's never any circumstance in which you should attempt to take your own life. Less than 2 months ago, Doki almost took her own life because of how bad things were.
I can't imagine that, man. Oh man, just me thinking about her doing that. Oh my god, man.
Months ago, Doki almost took her own life because of how bad things were. And now, less than 2 months later, she is the happiest she could have ever been, never able to guess that she'd be here right now. So if you also feel like you're at the darkest point of your life, just tell yourself this. Hold on a while longer. In a month from now, you could be the happiest person ever.
Aww.
Hey, you got this. Don't give up.
Never give up.
Let's go. Thank you so much for watching. This is the longest video I've ever made. I'm curious to see how it does.
Wait, is it actually?
I also reviewed my VTuber recently during this whole drama. I know. Perfect timing. Make sure to check it out on Twitter.
Hey, he looks insane. But it looks so good. Mujin, props on this VTuber. It looks insane. Man.
And I'll see you.
Didn't you spend like 4K on it?
In the next video. I love
crazy.
you so much.
Hey, he said he ain't half-assing it. He's gone full in.
Mwah.
Oh, thank you. Subscribe to Seek the Nijisanji yacht. I looks like I already sunk it. Oh god. But yeah, so that is Mujin's video on it. I have to admit, this whole situation it's just fucking insane. It's just crazy, man. This was made 4 days ago. I'm glad Doki Bird or Selen, wherever the code over, I'll probably recommend calling her Doki Bird. I am glad she's doing well. Oh, she's live literally right now as I'm recording this. She's live right now as I'm recording this. I am glad she's doing well. I'm very glad she is. It's just me imagining her doing that just fucks with my brain so much. I'm like, oh god, it does. But yeah, I hope everyone did enjoy it. Oh man. Yeah, fuck Nijisanji. I hope, oh man, I hope this tells other VTubers don't trust these companies and shit. Because I know Sayu got confronted by them to do something. And they told Sayu to quit VTubing. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that about, bro? I do remember that. I saw that on like Tectone stream. But yeah, I hope everyone did enjoy. I wish the best for Doki Bird, obviously, and Ryujin. This looks so good. It looks so good. But yeah, oh man, this whole situation was like insane, man. It was fucking crazy. Like holy shit, man.